Hey YouTube again. This is Felicia. I'm just here for update again. Um Today I know I said I was gonna update y'all last night, but I actually never got out of this car until I went upstairs to change in the middle of the night and stuff. Because there's literally no parking. I'm gonna show you guys there's literally I'm gonna show y'all how it is. But there's literally no parking at all. Like people really don't move their cars at all. It's like a Spanish like Harlem and stuff, like nobody moves their cars. Um is So if you get a parking space and you're lucky enough to not get a ticket, you're good. Um Cause something about, and being that I never really drove, I never knew the parking. So I've ranked up like 2 tickets, or so just so I rather, before I get any more, just sleep here. Like my house is literally across the street, but if I could get a spot, I'll go. But if I can't, I'll just stay right here until. And I just scooted up into this one. But what's crazy is that I gotta go to public assistance, so I gotta move anyway. Like, today was a little kind of hard. Like my eyelashes is not off, but cause my housing lawyer called me this morning, and that's why I'm gonna try to get another camera so I can kind of sort of, y'all could overhear the conversations that I have with him, or like y'all could kind of get the feel of what's more so going on, because the videos is not physically done yet, like for y'all to get all the evidence. I'm just keeping y'all updated so that my story doesn't go in vain. But today was kind of hard, over only because I over talked yesterday, what happened yesterday with my housing lawyer today. And he's basically stating to me that the judge put in an order saying that I have to get, I don't really want to say too much legally, but I have to get like my order protection modified before I enter the premises of my home. Like, and I don't want to enter there. I'm here. I just need the legal documentation in line to say that I own that apartment. Like, I was in court for that apartment before, and usually the lease would say that, but I didn't sign the lease in the beginning. That's why I took him to court, because that's why he took me for a holdover, because I asked for a lease. I asked for things to be legit, and he didn't like it that way, so he pursued me in ways that you couldn't even imagine. Like, you couldn't even imagine, yo. Like, but so now the judge, like, I need to get that monitorized, but he made it seem like I'm such a criminal. Like, he's so scared of me. Like, no one's living, and I'm not sure who's living upstairs, but he put people that are in the order protection that I didn't even know, like, to make it seem like they lived there so that I couldn't enter. That's the only reason why I'm out, on the top of removing all my things. And if you know me, or if you get to know me a little bit, by going to my Facebook, or whatever the case may be, you know that I'm always a happy person. I just been down, and not every day I feel like crying, but it's just that when it comes to the situation, it hurts me so bad. I can't even, like, concentrate really, like, without being brought back to the situation, because it's like it's surrounding my whole life, literally my whole life. So, but back to the point at hand. The judge is saying that I need that monitorized by the criminal courts to restore tendency to the apartment. I don't really want tendency. I didn't really. Criminal not supposed to touch housing. Housing not supposed to touch criminal. But I guess that criminal overtakes housing sometimes. That's why he chose to try to say I did a criminal act when I was not at home that night, and put an open report on me so that he can keep me out that way. And he can illegally evict me in the process and say that I surrendered the apartment. That's the nutshell right there. Like, he can basically, I go out, you go out your home or whatever the case may be. But the crazy thing is that 911 was called before the fact of this report. 911 was called about this apartment, about me giving him this apartment, me surrendering the apartment to him, and I'm telling him we're going to court where I'm never surrendering nothing to you. Like, I'm never giving nothing to you unless it's through court, unless it's the legal way. I'm never giving anything to you. And we was arguing about this the night before that this altercation supposedly took place. And they asked me, they didn't ask me to leave. They asked me, they said, listen, he said that his pawn shop is in the front and this and this and that. You're going to see in the photos. He says that his pawn shop is in the front and this and that. He has a big yawning and this and that. Mind you, I've been living in this neighborhood years, and that yawning always been the same yawning. It never changed. So and you're a whole nother different person than who used to own that. So why wouldn't you change your yawning to draw that? You get no business there because everybody think it's the same place that it was prior to you coming and basically stealing this building from the neighborhood, paying out next to nothing to the people, coming in acting like you're HPD because you're white and you can pull that over, letting them fix it, make rooms, and you make money on top of not paying bills or not having things legit. But you got the $50,000-$60,000 to waste or to put into a building that you stole from a neighborhood. You have it to put in, and you that's what you go and you do, and it makes it look like you real because nobody really checks it, or they just think you have a white face or you wear glasses down here. That means that you, like, if you walk around and you got a white face and you have your glasses like this means that you're somebody or you're legit or something to some people, not to everyone. But if you got like this, absolutely, because that's what he got away with. So I don't understand why, why it's okay for them and not for us. Because if a black man do that, he try to go take over a building and this and this and that and just put his y'all never gonna let go for it. So I don't understand. But that's the logistics of it, and this is why. And once I realized that, and I realized that you put illegal cameras and you took programs from the city that only house females from the ages of 18 to 24. It's the Jericho Project, yes, and you put cameras in the home to make it seem like if they fight, you can stop them from fighting. If this one steal from this one, but no, you just want to watch little girls. No, you just want to, and the evidence is there. So this is why you hate me so much, and this is why he chose to pursue me criminally. I never did nothing criminal, but putting a pawn shop in the same place that I reside in the front and putting, or making it seem like it's a pawn shop, and then calling the police like, oh, she's burglarizing something when I go into that room. It's believable. And you're white and you wear your glasses right here. It's believable. It's believable. And I'm in a house with no bra, with my hair up, looking real black and burglarish. So yeah, it works. It works for, it works. I get it. And, they set an order of protection from then. Oh, you can't go to his place of business, his pawn shop. What they did not know is that his pawn shop is in my house that nobody comes to. The yawning is just there so he can say that it's a pawn shop. Like, nobody, I lived in the neighborhood, nobody go, like, but this is what I'm faced with to prove my case. Instead of me just telling them and them just believing me, it's like usually, and all honesty, in my neighborhood or anybody's neighborhood, wherever you from, usually when they're building something new, or usually when they're doing construction or something is coming about, you are able to tell that thing is coming about. So when the people come, you know where they came from. Like, if a building is being built on your block, you'll see like the HPD tons outside. You'll see like, yearnings, a blue thing. You'll see, there's a lot of things to tell that the city is doing that building, and the fact that I lived in this neighborhood all my life, but I never really went to that corner during the time that he was doing it, because he did this thing fast. I'm gonna show y'all in the videos to come. He did this thing fast. So I never went towards that corner because it was midwinter. It was like cold, like November and stuff like that. So I never really went that way. But when it became summer and people realized that I lived there, they like, from the neighborhood, they like, how did you get here? And I'm like, y'all didn't hear nothing. It's rooms here. It's a lot of stuff back there. And they're from the neighborhood and never heard anything. Never known that this was going on. It's one business next door. The guy been doing haircuts for years. He never noticed nothing because everything was done at night. All the construction, when people are asleep, when their businesses is closed, he's inside making rooms, hiring a Mexican or whoever from Home Depot or wherever you can, and paying him a little. It's nothing when you want to get the money back from the Jericho program from the city, and you can pull a fast one, and and when I came in, I basically ruined that whole operation because I chose to, you don't gonna give me a lease, we're gonna go to court. I'm not paying you anything until the judge tells me that is a go. I was not, it's been over it's a couple of months. Yes, it's been a couple of months since we've been in court, since I stopped giving like anything, and the judge verified that, like, if we don't find legal tendency to this building, everything that you giving him is just in vain. Like, everything that you, because at the end of the day, if he doesn't own this or he doesn't have the right legal paperwork or procedure to, it's like you paying somebody who you don't even know or you didn't even verify. And when I felt that I was paying someone I didn't know, I asked him for a lease. He wanted me out, and he went to extreme measures to get me out, and it all ended with him saying that I surrendered the apartment, the police being there to assist him saying that I did a robbery on him, or I did assault or robbery on him the day before in the same apartment that I live in, that I have a burglary case and all that stuff, which I didn't know. I didn't know that he did this the day that the police asked me, oh, do you have any place to go so that you can calm down, or that you can take a breather, because I was really upset. I was just saying to myself, why don't you leave me alone? Like, the same way y'all see me cry, like, I was just, listen, because I know I can't put my hands on you. I know I can't hurt you. I know that. Like, I know I cannot do that, because I would have did it. Like, I'm really going to be in jail because I'm going to not stop. You understand me? The way you tore me down, I'm not going to stop. So I'm like, I know not to touch you. I just kept calling the police, telling him to stay away. Say, they like, listen, do you have... So, of course, I went to my mom's house. Like, she lives, like, not too far away, like 1 block or so. Like, So I, of course, went there. And I decided to take one day away from the home. Or I didn't even, take one day away from the home, like a couple of hours, because I left at night. And then it was Labor Day weekend. He don't live there. What is he doing on Labor Day weekend? Yes, he came to get his apartment back before we go to court to say that I surrender it, because he don't want to go before that judge at all. Because in that case, the case of housing, I chose to represent myself as my own lawyer, because my lawyer told me that I could not win because he had leases for all these apartments, and I told her he doesn't, and she didn't want to do the paperwork, or she didn't want to help me the way that I felt like I needed to be helped, so I had to do it on my own. Like, and it took a lot, and this on top of working, on top of trying to stay like in tune with what's going on. You have to be always in tune, whether it's with politics, whether it's with the internet, whether it's with you have to be in tune with a lot of things. You have to make sure everything falls in line for you to live good. Whether it's your public assistance, your SSI, your man, your woman, either way, you have to stay in tune with what you got going on in life. So I have a lot of things going on top of trying to deal with this. On top of, I would lock the door to my home, and sometimes I come back, this and this is missing. Oh, who was in here? Did you see them? This and that. I know who it was, but the police is telling me, oh, because you didn't see them, we could just put out a report to whoever. We never going to catch this person. I could say it was him. I could say who I know it was, but they'll tell me if I didn't see him. Oh, people say, oh, why you didn't get Wi-Fi or whatever. I had cable, internet, all that. He would cut that every day. He would go to the roof, being that it's his building, cut the shit, snip the shit. I have a Verizon reinstalled 6 times. I got the paperwork 6 times. 6 times due to this man. So this been going on for 2 years. I just smiled through the pain. Like, you know, people like, oh, what happened? I just smiled through the pain because it was like, I can't sit and worry about this like all of the time. It's just that I'm in this situation now. He went harder than the paint, so I'm in this situation where now I have no other choice but to talk about it to everybody. But I try to keep it like as sacred as possible. Only people close to me knew. But I tend to get off topic all the time every time I speak of this because it's so much. But so I don't remember exactly where I was, but the police ended up like, you know, telling me that I cannot enter the home because I had an active warrant. The night that the police told me to leave, which was September the 6th, they didn't tell me to leave. They said, you want to breathe, you want to calm down because this is your place of residence and this is his business. So we can't tell, but he just planned it on, keep on, like, you know, he would turn off the water from downstairs, take the stove, the refrigerator out of my crib, like, everything, say that it doesn't work, he's going to bring it back, like, legal shit that he could get away with, and I got to go through court to get it back because it's a legal thing. Like, you know, you could have no refrigerator for up to, like, what, a couple of days or a couple of weeks because Corona is slowed down. You can have the court paperwork ready and all of that. HPD don't provide refrigerator. It's a lot. It's a lot when he removed those things. You could go buy another one, being that he can always enter. He can break that refrigerator, like how he did the one. But yeah. So outside of that, he you know, he conspired the case. When I left, after I left the residence, my residence, I went to my mom's house. When the police asked me to, I took just like a shirt and a jacket, like just in case I spill anything on my shirt from eating, and a jacket, you know, just in case it get cold when I gotta walk back down the block, I see my friends, whatever. I took nothing. I left everything in my crib, everything. So I left. I went to my mom's house. I stayed, you know, over there, whatever, tried to calm down or whatever. We started to talk and stuff, and, you know, it became late. I laid down. I went to sleep. Next thing you know, I was saying, it was about 5 in the morning or something like that because we talked for a long time. Next thing you know, I get a text message from a neighbor in the building, and they say, it's some guys here, and I think they breaking stuff in your apartment. She didn't even say moving stuff. I got the text messages too. She didn't say moving stuff. She said breaking stuff. So immediately, I already know what type of person he is. So I know who's doing what. I called. Hello? Like the 911 immediately. Hello? Yes, 911. Can I get the police at 431 New Locks, like right now, because someone's in my apartment, this and this and that. And while she's texting me, she's saying they Russian guys, and it's a lot of them. And she said they talking Russian, so I don't know what they saying. This is what she's texting me. I have them. So I'm on the phone with the police. I'm putting on my stuff, like, you know, trying to get ready to go down the block to see what's going on. Like, maybe they're gonna catch him in an act. Like, maybe this is all becoming real. So I basically grabbed my stuff. You know, I grabbed everything that I own, and from my mother's house, like, I grabbed my stuff. I'm telling my mother, she like, what's going on? I'm telling her, oh, just come on. I think Alan, she know who Alan is, my landlord. I'm like, listen, he's over there. He's moving my stuff. He's trying to illegally evict me. I already know what he's doing, this and that. I'm irate. I'm crying at the time. I comes downstairs, from my mom's house. On the way walking, we like in the middle of the block. The police calls me, hello? Stay right there, don't move. And I'm saying to myself, stay right there, don't move. From when I heard stay right there, don't move, and I get a text message from her saying, the neighbor saying that he's talking to the police. I think he made them leave. Like, he's moving my stuff, mind you, but he has such a gift of grab for being a total, like, I don't even want to, you know, to the point where everybody around, they know that he can make the police leave.